Jim Murphy for Elite Style Massage. Should you change your bed? Now, many of us will go to bed at night, get a good restful night of sleep, wake up in the morning, feel recovered and ready to go. There's a lot of people that I come across that wake up in the morning and their backs are aching. They say, oh, my back aches in the morning and it's, doesn't feel right. When you go to bed at night, that's when your body should be recovering. You should be getting a good bit of respite, good bit of recovery. Now, your spine, when you lay down at night, it gets rehydrated. A lot of the fluid goes back into the discs and a certain amount of hydration happens. I don't know if you've ever got into your car in the morning and it looks like someone's moved your rear view mirror, because you're always taller in the morning than you are at night after you've had a whole day of 1G pushing down on your head and getting squashed down throughout the day. Now, people do ask me about, it could be my bed, do you think it's my bed? It could be your bed, it could be your back. Now, one thing I would say is if you were working in an office and you had an office chair that was really uncomfortable and wasn't supporting your back properly, you'd change it. You wouldn't sit in an office for 8 or 10 hours in front of a computer screen, sitting on a chair that didn't support your back. Yet people do go to bed and spend 8 hours a night in a bed that they don't think is supporting their back properly. So I know they can be expensive, but you shouldn't be changing them too often. I know there's adverts at the moment that say you should change them every 8 years and so on and so on. I would recommend trying different sleeping positions. You'll always end up how you feel most comfortable, so it's a bit tricky sometimes, but you shouldn't be sleeping on your front, ideally on your back. Normally if you're on your side, you want to make sure that your head is supported properly. You want to try and keep your spine as straight as possible. So if you're on your side, you don't want to have your head dropping towards the bed too much or being like that. You want to make sure you're as neutral as possible. Sometimes put a cushion between your legs, a pillow between your knees, if you're laying on your side, just to take the pressure off your sacroiliac joints and take a little bit of pressure off the lumbar. If you're laying on your back and you are waking up with your back aching, sometimes putting a couple of rolled up towels or a bolster behind the backs of your knees, so it just bends the leg slightly, which gets rid of the small of the back. That can help as well. But I'd recommend changing your sleeping position. I try to vary my sleeping position throughout the month. I've got a foam wedge that I put behind the backs of my knees for a couple of days in a month. I do spend a bit of time on my side, but I try and sleep on my back also. I tend to play around with my pillow height, so I've got 2 pillows on the bed. So kind of I move one away, and I kind of roughly know what I'm doing with regards to my pillow height. And then there are 2 or 3 days a month when I do a thing with a towel and put it behind the base of my neck to restore the natural curve in your neck. I've done a video on restoring your natural curve in your neck, so if you have a look at that, that might help also. But like I said, people do ask me quite a lot about the whole bed situation, and it is tricky with a bed because you don't really know that a bed is going to help your back until you've took it home and slept on it. Now, if you go to a bed shop and you lay on a bed and you think, oh yeah, great, this feels comfortable, for 30 seconds you're laying on it, you need to spend a night on it, really. There are quite a few of these mattress bed companies that are offering you, I think it's just 30 day, one of them was 100 day, change your mind policy, where if you didn't like the bed, you could change it for a firmer one or a softer one. So that's quite a good idea because they can be quite expensive. I think the last bed I bought was about £1,600, so you don't want to be doing that too often if you can help it. But you should be getting some support to your back through the night. Your back should be feeling good in the morning. You shouldn't wake up with backache, and things feeling like they're just not right. Make sure you're not laying on your back with your head propped up so it's pushing your head forward. Most of us go to work and we spend hours with our head forward looking at computer screens or doing certain jobs where we're head forward dominant. Don't then go to bed and lay and put 2 pillows behind your neck that then puts you like that while you're sleeping. It's not the best thing for your neck and your spine. So you want to try and get your spine as neutral as possible, and you will have to play around with it until you get it right. But once you get it right, you will know, because you'll have a good night's sleep and you'll feel good in the morning, you'll feel refreshed in the morning. So there's things you can do just to help your body recover and give it the best chance at being in the best possible position. But you're going to need to play around with a few things. But I would look at changing your bed if you are getting aches and stiffness in the morning when you've been sleeping all night. Look at changing your bed if you've had it for a while. If you've had it for for quite a while. I think my last bed I had for, again, it was around the 8 year mark before I changed it, because mattresses can soften over time. But also, has the bed changed or has your back changed? Sometimes your back could deteriorate. As we get older, we get disc degeneration, where we lose a bit of fluid through the discs and they get slightly dehydrated and they squash up. So your back can change or your bed can change. But like I said a minute ago, if you went to an office and worked all day, you wouldn't sit in a chair that didn't support your back properly. You just wouldn't. If it was uncomfortable, you wouldn't do it. Yet people go to bed and they can't quite get comfy and they feel like the back's not supporting themselves. Start doing some shopping. Your back will thank you for it, that's for sure. And obviously, if you get a bed, unfortunately, if it gets worse, then unfortunately you're going to have to look at taking it back and changing it. So it can be a bit of a faff, but it's worth doing. Like I said, you spend a lot of time in your bed. You should be looking after your spine. I'm big into looking after the future health of your spine. I've been doing heavyweight training and I've been a soft tissue therapist for years, so I'm really trying to look after the condition of my back, especially as I'm getting older, because lumbar disc issues are common, neck issues are common, and things do wear out. So giving your body the best chance at recovery is the best thing for you, and just getting the discs to rehydrate properly when you're sleeping at night is what you should be sort of aiming to do. So maybe go and try a few beds in a bed shop. Make sure it's giving you a good bit of support where you need it. There was one bed shop that it had like a 1 to 5 firmness scale. So if you like a really firm bed, I think that was number 5, or a softer bed was 1. So we were somewhere in between 3, 4. Try them, see how you get on with it. Laying in the bed for 30 seconds, you might have to lay on the bed in a shop for 10 minutes just to get a bit more of an idea. But you won't know again until you've got it home and had a night or a couple of nights on it. But you should know from the first night whether it's helped and whether it's going to be something that's going to be useful for you. So hopefully a bit of information that you will find useful there. Maybe it's got you thinking, you want to rush out and do a weekend bed shopping trip. I'll put my email address as usual if you want to put any questions to me, or put them in the comments below. And if you can like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Thanks for tuning in. Jim Murphy for Elite Style Massage. See you next time.